get straight into it.
Nice you're all here.
Bing. Everybody knows about Bing. We're going to talk about, especially in the age of LLMs, why we think and what we've been seeing, why Bing should really be a number one priority for you in terms of trying to improve your visibility. So if you guys don't know me already, a quick background: I'm Yaz. I've been in the industry now for about 18 years. Started off as a general marketer, now specialize in SEO and AEO, GEO, whatever you want to call it. I used to be a VP of market of Rocket Internet out in Berlin, and also the head of market and comms for a challenger bank. My expertise is SEO, GEO, PPC, website development. 7 years running now, I think. Lived in Berlin, Arsenal fan, and got 2 lovely daughters. Okay, straight into it. Why Bing? So there was this great report, and I've put the link down here from a company called SparkToro, that identified that Amazon, Bing, and YouTube still receive more desktop searches activity than ChatGPT. Search happens everywhere, not just on Google. So I think in the age of AI, in particular, me personally as well, I'm very much looking at search as I'm being forced to look at search more holistically, not just looking at one channel. Which is why, for example, quite admittedly, Bing wasn't always on my radar, but now it is, because I'm seeing the influence that it's having specifically in the age of AI. Also, search is a behavior. It's not just a channel, right? So people use different, behave in different ways. They search in different ways. Some people use Google, some people use ChatGPT, some people use Reddit. So I think that we need to reframe the discussion and look at why search is a behavior, not just a channel. But if anybody wants to read the very kind of in-depth, kind of data-driven article, it's a really good one. The links are in the slides. The problem with AI search until now, like no tools really give you much visibility. So a lot of these tools, like everybody's trying to optimize for AI without actually know whether it's working or not. Google Search Console, for example, doesn't report on AI. It's just recently, last week, reported something in beta, so it will be. But Bing is kind of way ahead. Traditional SEO metrics don't really show you the full picture anymore, because everybody's clicks are kind of going down. If you looked in Search Console, everybody's having a bit of a panic because AI is kind of taking this share of clicks and it's not being reported on. Businesses continue to lack insight into where you and your competitors are appearing. Bing has solved that and continue to solve that. AI search has created like a new kind of opportunity as well. So it's really exciting. Also, why Bing? Bing really powers more AI answers than most marketing realize. It's got a really big role in the AI ecosystem. Microsoft recently integrated the Bing technology into Copilot. I don't hold me to this, but I read something the other day and been hearing conversations that companies as default install Microsoft and Copilot as a default tool. So in particular, if you're in B2B, I think it's a really, really important channel to kind of focus on. But yeah, really important. So here's just if you haven't got Bing installed, I would install it. It's just a tag. Also, Big Webmaster Tools is a free platform that Bing gives you, where you can see what your performance is like in search. If you've got Google Search Console installed as well, you can automatically integrate it just by logging into the same Gmail account. So it's really, really important. And this is the new tab that it's included here on here. So you can see AI performance, and we're going to go into that in a little bit more detail. It's been around now, I think, for about 7 months. And really Bing has been one of the first people to kind of do it. And it shows how your content is being used in AI generated answers across all the Microsoft suites. So Copilot as well, which is a big one. What the report shows you. So what can you see that you couldn't see before? So once you click on that tab, it can show you which pages are being cited, the change over time, the number of queries associated with the content across Copilot, AI generated summaries, and Bing. So what you can see here, although this is a bit small, what you can see is the evolution of the number of citations, the number of times you're being mentioned over time, which none of the tools really do at the moment. So you can literally just see the prompts, the queries, just by diving into that tab to see why and how you're appearing. We've also got a case study for a SaaS company that we're working on at the moment, and I'm going to tell you exactly how we've increased in 6 months. We've increased their number of citations to 185%, and grew the number of pages that were cited by 75% as well. And you can see that in the graph here. And it's really easy, to be honest. I don't ever say SEO is easy, but we've been doing this for a long time, and this is the pattern that we're seeing across the board. So how did we achieve those results? So we've installed Bing Webmaster Tools. There's something called Index Now, which is basically a script that you can install on the website, enabling you to index individual pages to the site, and that's very important. I had a challenge myself where I wasn't appearing for SEO consultant on Bing, and just by installing Index Now, it just solved the problem straight away. So that's something that I would do. You can see it in the platform as well, so I'll tell you how to do that. You can also set up Bing My Places. Very simple. Again, just log in with your Gmail account, and you can set up Bing My Places as well. And then finally, the most important thing is, and this is what we're seeing, is build a content optimization plan to begin optimizing content. Now, this is something that we've been doing for a long time anyway as SEOs, if you've worked with us. There's some people on the call that have worked with us before or do work with us now. And we've noticed that there's a direct pattern between optimizing your content and the number of times you're mentioned in Bing AI citations. So if there's any one piece of advice I'll give to you is really focus on optimizing your existing content, because Bing really likes fresh content. And we've had to mark it out, but basically, if you just all this content is all new content that we've optimized in the last kind of 3 to 6 months to achieve those results that we were talking about before. So Microsoft really likes fresh content. So I wanted to just give you also a very kind of quick rundown in terms of how our process and what you can do today. So optimizing content is really important. You should be very focused on what content to optimize. A lot of SEOs, or if you're employed an agency, the advice is create new blogs, create new content. That's how you're going to improve your SEO. We actually don't think that. We think it's actually really important to work with what you've got already. If you've got content that is not being engaged with or clicked with, or it's got very low impressions over a sustained period of time, that content is going to be content that is not going to help you ranking for your most competitive keywords. So always I would advise is audit your content, segment your content in terms of content that's got over 1,000 impressions and very minimal clicks. That's really important. And then once you've done that, you can pick what your top query is for that piece of content. So I don't know, B2B SaaS company, for example, and you've seen it's got 50,000 impressions, you're on page 40, but you've only had 0 clicks. That's a perfect example of a piece of content that you should think about optimizing. Whereas if you see a term like, what are the best ice bath companies, and it's got less than 100 impressions, 0 clicks, it's been around for 6 months, you probably want to kill that content. So I hope that's clear. And then also what you would do is, and people don't do this enough, is do a search online. Go online, look for content, type in the keyword and look what type of content is ranking in the top 3-4 positions. Is it a blog? Is it a landing page? Is it a Reddit listing, for example? Maybe take the Reddit listing out. Is it a comparison blog? At the moment, a lot of people are creating listicle articles on Google where they're talking about we're the best. but here are all my other competitors. I really don't like that tactic. It's really winning in AI at the moment. I expect it to be clamped down on soon. But that's an example of something that's working at the moment because people are seeing that that type of content framework is ranking for their keywords. So have a physical scan. And if you're seeing that the top 3 listings are all blogs, then you're going to probably want to, well, you're going to want to create a blog. If you see the top 3 listings as a landing page, you're going to want to create a landing page. And then what I would do is I would pull all that content from those pages. Also identify any gaps and analyze your content, identify any gaps, and then work on building like an optimization plan and optimizing that content. And then create a brief and then assign that to your writer, because that way you know what type of content's ranking, you know what the gaps are, you know what your competitors are winning at, the ones that you're not winning at, and how you can improve. And although I haven't got in this slide, we're actually doing quite a few AI optimization projects for people. And we're noticing that as we're optimizing for SEO, we're also winning in AI as well, and vice versa. And the quality of the business is really improving as well. And we'll probably do a future webinar on that as well. But yeah, something really to take seriously. I've run through those very quickly, but does anybody have any questions? And there's quite a lot of people on this chat as well. Richie's got a question. Any question, but yeah, it's really important, Bing. So yeah, just if you haven't installed it, install it. To be fair, like it's one of those channels that I've also neglected quite a lot, but now it's very much at the forefront of what I'm really kind of looking at as well and focusing on. Just got a couple of questions coming through as well. Wait one sec, chat. I'm just waiting for a few questions. Hopefully I didn't bore everyone by running through that very quickly. Why is Bing, I've got one question from Richie. Why is Bing picking up more AI queries? Bing's not picking up more queries than Google. It's just way ahead in terms of being able to report on how people are using things like Copilot and Microsoft partners. So they're at the forefront of really providing that data. Another question here as well, which is a good one. Do you think it will force Google to start showing the same data as Bing? Yeah, Google actually a couple of weeks ago in beta started to create a similar tab on reporting. But ironically, today as well, Bing also updated their reporting, so you can actually do a comparison over to. Let me just go back to the slide, see if it's in here. But what you can see here, can you see? So what you can do is you can look at the citations, and I haven't put it in here because I want to show the data. But what you can do is if you just scroll a little bit further down, you can see the exact prompts people are using to find you as well. So it's really, really powerful. So even if you don't use it, install it and just see how people are getting to your site. And install Index now. And if anybody needs any help to do that, I can jump on. But yeah, it's nice. There's a lot of people on this chat, so let's see if there's any more questions as well. Yorit's got a question, and Laura. So yeah, there's. Just waiting those. Yorit, in terms of the tools that you need to install, and yeah, it's fine about them being late. We're going to be sending this around afterwards. So what you want to install is, I can actually maybe just quickly just go back to the slide for you. What you want to do is you're going to want to install Bing Webmaster Tools. It's totally free. It's just a line of code. You can do it at Tag Manager, or you can ask me and I can help you do it. It's within that, it's got something called Index Now, which enables you to kind of force indexing of URLs, which is really important. If you've got a website in WordPress, it'll probably do that by default. But if you've got something built in like Webflow, which I think you do as well, you're going to have to do it manually. So that's something that you need to do as well. So those are the main things that you need to do, Yorit. Is that all right? Perfect. Yeah, any more? If there aren't any more questions, I'll probably wrap it up.